been happy. You have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing.
What is good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Raider Alex back with yet another video for you guys. Anybody that's new to the channel, you guys love Raider related content just like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Also make sure to hit that bell notification, that way you get notified every time I post a video just like this one. Without further ado, let's jump right into the topic of this video. The current state of the Las Vegas Raiders is very uncertain, as the team is reeling off of back-to-back disappointing losses in the 2023 NFL regular season. And look, it's not just the fact that we lost back-to-back games, but it's also in the fact of just how we lost those games. You know, you lose against Buffalo, you get 38 points put up on you, over 450 total yards. The offense can only put up 10 points in total. Last game on primetime versus a Pittsburgh Steelers, only able to put up 18 total points. Offense was struggling tremendously. So just in general, the way we've lost, how we've looked on offense with all the weapons we have, has really just made the Raider Nation furious and very uncertain about the direction of this team moving forward. And that starts with our head coach, Josh McDaniels. Not only the fans too, but also our star wide receiver Davante Adams was critical after the loss. He stated his frustrations, and he even went on to say that the Raiders are not doing things that lead to a winning culture. And look, if anybody knows what it's like to be in a winning culture, it's that man, Davante Adams, who was with the Green Bay Packers. And year in and year out, the Green Bay Packers were consistently in the playoffs, competing for Super Bowls. That's a lot better than what the Raiders franchise has been in for the last 10, 20 years. But look, Davante Adams essentially also stated that he doesn't have time to wait for this team to get things together, as he is in the prime of his career. And look, he desperately wants to get a Super Bowl ring. And honestly, the way this team is looking, just how pathetic we're looking, to be honest, we're wasting Davante Adams' time right now. The last thing he wants to do is be in the middle of a rebuild, which unfortunately, that's what it's kind of looking like. Unfortunately, the Raiders look to be nowhere near a team that can potentially compete for a Super Bowl as it stands. And a Raiders insider, Hondo Carpenter, recently put out a report that sheds a lot of information and light on the current state of the team. He put out a report which essentially states that this next game versus the Chargers will be crucial for the future of Josh McDaniels as a head coach, because he believes if the Raiders lose once again, this may cause Josh McDaniels to lose the locker room. As he kind of mentioned, there are some signs that maybe he's starting to lose the locker room as it stands right now. Now, Hondo Carpenter did say the fact that no players have come out and specifically told him that Josh McDaniels has lost the locker room at this point in time. They do understand it's only 3 games into the regular season. There's still a lot of football left to be played, but at the same time, you can't dig yourself in such a big hole. And he also noted the fact that there was a big difference in the body language of this team post-game, and really nobody came to the defense of head coach Josh McDaniels. And look, I can kind of understand where he's coming from, because if you think about it, last game people were very critical of Josh McDaniels after he made a huge call, a critical decision in my opinion, that eventually led us to lose this game. Josh McDaniels elected to kick a field goal instead of going for it on 4th down. And that move was heavily criticized by myself and practically everyone around the National Football League. Hondo basically stated the fact that before, at the beginning of the offseason, he noticed a lot of players were coming to the defense of Josh McDaniels. And right now, like I said, nobody came to the defense of it. It seems like things are starting to shift in a negative direction for the Las Vegas Raiders. And look, not only Hondo Carpenter, but we also got other legitimate, credible content creators like Sanjeet of the Las Vegas Raiders Network. And you also got content creator Raider Scout, who made it known that there are players that they've talked to, and both of them have had criticism of the current state of the Raiders. And even one player came out as far to say that the play calling was trash last game, and that the Steelers defensive back went up to Davante Adams and told him that the Steelers defense knew what the Raiders offense was running, which really just shows you how predictable the game plan of our head coach Josh McDaniels was on offense. So needless to say, the current state of the Raiders is in shambles, and if the Raiders can't get a win on Sunday and fall to 1-3 on the regular season, then I think Josh McDaniels will be right on his way to lose the locker room completely. And once you lose that locker room, it is over for a head coach. There's no coming back from something like that. If the Raiders lose, then really it should be the beginning of the end for Josh McDaniels. and his days should be numbered in my opinion. Once you lose that locker room, it's over for a coach. At that point, I think we should just part ways. If that happens, I mean, obviously I'm not inside the building. People like Dave Ziegler, Mark Davis are going to have a much better intel on whether or not this is the case. So there's no doubt that this week will be the biggest week in the Josh McDaniels era with this team, and one could legitimately make the argument that the future of the Raiders franchise depends on what happens week 4 against a divisional rival in the Los Angeles Chargers. Josh McDaniels has to make drastic changes to his offense and avoid having the opposing team's defensive coordinator be able to predict what we're calling. He has to switch things up. We can't be so predictable on offense. And really, the Raiders are going to have to change something in a big way because the blueprint is out on us. If you want to stop us on offense, and just in general, if you want to beat us, you just need to stack the box, stop the run game, and after that, the rest is pretty simple for an opposing defense when it comes to our offense as it stands. And not only that, the defense played well last year, but I think this defense is just so spotty. The Raiders defense throughout the years has been so inconsistent where, you know, you might have 1 week where the defense does good. You say, all right, this loss wasn't on the defense, and the next week they completely get dominated. So, you know, the Raiders defense have had up and downs throughout the years so many different times. So I'm not fully confident in the defense either going into this game, especially with the high-powered offense in the Los Angeles Chargers. So look, the Raiders are going to have to find a way to slow down Justin Herbert and all these weapons if they want to win this game. But look, later on in this week, we'll get deeper into the specifics of this game, into the preview, and what the keys to victory are for the Raiders. But Raider Nation, I just wanted to get your guys' feedback on the current state of the team. Do you think Josh McDaniels has lost the locker room thus far? Do you think his job is on the line if we lose this week? Let me know in the comment section down below. With that being said, that's all for you guys in today's video. Anybody that's new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. That being said, I will see you guys in the next one.